little bit different compared to every session in the past. So instead of talking about tools today, we are going to talking about animation. So animation is also essential for pattern makers as myself and for those who would like to present your garment either online or show it to your customer. This is the essential part that we want to be able to show the garment and how the fabric hang on to the avatar itself. For example, I'm going to have a look at this animation here that I created earlier. And by the way guys, this animation is almost ready for how-to animation. So in this case, it's more like a showcasing this design, and later on I will create the animation how-to, which is step-by-step on how to create seamlessly animation multiple avatar onto this fashion runway in close 3D. So now let's take a look at this animation and I'm going to let it play. So enjoy guys. Later on we are going to create the animation after this. And there we go.
Nightfall, running for the train, feeling like a royal, but no one knows my name. Walking streets of gold, adventure in my bones. Close my eyes and go. London road, hear the bells ringing out, calling me like a symphony. Oh, 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 calling me home, calling me home. London road, I miss you when I'm gone, got me dreaming about lace and diamonds. Oh, 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 calling me home, calling me home. My London love, my London, chasing every feeling. There's magic in the ground. I won't be sleeping, so high I can't come down. Drifting on a cloud, mist is all around. Close my eyes and go. London road, hear the bells ringing out, calling me like a symphony. Oh, 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 calling me home, calling me home. London road, hear the bells ringing out, calling me like a symphony. Oh, 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 calling me home, calling me home. London road, I miss you when I'm gone, got me dreaming about lace and diamonds. Oh, 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 calling me home, calling me home. My London love, London road, hear the bells ringing out, calling me like a symphony. Oh, 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 calling me home, calling me home. London road, I miss you when I'm gone, got me dreaming about lace and diamonds. Oh, oh, calling me home, calling me home. London road, hear the bells ringing out, calling me like a symphony. Oh, 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 calling me home, calling me home. London road, I miss you when I'm gone, got me dreaming about lace and diamonds.
So right here, as you can see, I have multiple avatar walk on the runway at the same time. To create this, I simply create the green screen and then place them onto the runway. However, if you look around here, we also have the jump cut, which it is common in cinematic. We normally, not normally, but certain editing part is create this jump cut where the avatar continue walking and then see a little bit jump to the back and then jump it back to the front, something like that. So alright, so let me minimize this and get back to CLO. So right now here I'm in CLO, and once again guys, welcome to CLO 3 for beginner 30-minute crash course, and we are going to, let me fit this windows so we can all see the entire window. Alright, and before we going to do that though, I want to point out one more thing. Let me minimize this or close it, and I'm going to point out here guys, we have a member only how to sew and construct blazer with lining and shoulder pads, as well as we have the course here on how to use automatic pattern tool in Close 3D to create these pants. And once again guys, these are only available to member only. If you signed up for $4.99, you not only support Encoder Fashion, and you also get to watch all these videos without advertising. So with that said, with these courses come with no advertising guys. It's only $4.99 per month, and you can cancel anytime. Alright, so let me close these. And another thing here, I also have many free courses on Encoder Fashion. So if you guys come to Encoder Fashion, you will see plenty of tutorial on how to use Close 3D to create this beautiful pattern, and you can list them and sell them online. Alright, so I'm going to close this for now. Oh, another thing I want to mention here, if you come over here and then click on this link here, you can see more link, and you can go to website. Simply click on that link right there. And this website guys is dedicated to fashion design student, or you who actually just start out learning fashion. It's not only have the tutorial but also have how to written and the measurement and so on. For example, right here I have pleat and plackets. I created these images, which is really useful guys. If you look at the images, you see the measurement and follow along, as well you can have the tutorial. And this right here, this is the measurement, and you can pretty much have the follow along as well as text, which for me it's quite helpful. That's why I create all these text as well as images where you can follow along with the tutorial. And all you need to do here, you can search any keyword you want. Let's say top pattern, and then press search. You will see top pattern here, and you click on there. You click on read more. You get to see not only the tutorial but also you get to see the measurement. So this measurement here allows you to practice that follow along with the course without you have to go in and try to create a measurement your own. Or if you want to create a measurement your own, you also can, but this is created perfect for you. For beginner, you can follow along and use that measurement to create a basic top just like this. Okay, and I'm going to come over here back to the links again. If you guys click on the video, you will see many information underneath the video. Let's say for example, I have many video here that you can watch. This video and this homepage come with advertising. So if you join a member, you can watch these courses without have to watch advertising. Okay, so now let's close that, and we're gonna get back to close. Alright, so when it's come to animation guys, there are several things that we can do to prevent, let's say sometime when you create animation and then something messed up. So to prevent that from happen, we have option that we can do. So for example, right here I have this dress, and I also like this thing right here, which is, you know, extra pattern. For example, some pattern that I may use later, so I want to save the entire workspace here. To do that, I will come over here to this history menu and then click on this kind of looks like a t-shirt icon here, and it's called add 3D state. Click on there. Okay, with this allow us to save the entire workspace, and anything that on that workspace will be saved. Let's say right now I have this everything, so I'm going to simply delete this. Okay, and then delete the entire thing here. All right, and then I'm going to load that stage back. So simply double click and click OK here. This is so useful, guys. I use it all the time, especially when it's come to creating animation in Close 3D. Alright, so now we have the entire workspace and entire project back onto the workspace. Let's say I want only the dress and I don't want this part here. So what I can do here, my key selects all these pattern pieces, and then either right click and then select delete, just like that, or let me command or control plus letter Z here to undo, or I can my key select all that pattern pieces and then press on the delete or backspace on the keyboard to delete, just like that. So now I only have the dress. And let's do one more thing though. Let's say I want to change the knit fabric here to different color. So I will come over here to my library tab here and then come down here to my knits folder and double click on to open, and then let's change it to maybe pinkish. Simply click, drag and drop onto the dress there, and then I'm going to click on OK here to confirm, and now I have different knit color onto the workspace, in fact onto the dress. And if I look at right now, my dress is kind of too much, have this too much reflection on it, so we want to change that to a little bit less. To do that, we'll come over here to this object browser and then click on that fabric there, and then come over here to the property editor, and we want to come down here and then find the reflection here. So scroll down until we see right there reflection intensity. Let's change that to roughly maybe 6. So now I have less reflection onto the knit fabric. Knit fabric, we're not supposed to have any reflection, so it is reasonable to remove or reduce the reflection here onto the knit fabric. By the way, guys, this knit is right here, pretty high quality knit texture where you can apply it onto your garment and then have this beautiful knit. Alright, so next we are going to do some animation. Before we're gonna do that though, let me close the, okay, let's say I'm going to press on number 2 here. I want to have the dress the same color, the same shoe, everything. I'm going to save this history as well. Simply come over here to this history menu and then click on that t-shirt icon there, which is add 3D stage, and then I'm going to click one to save that stage. Okay, and by the way, guys, when we save the history stage here under Close 3D, when we save the file, the project file, that history will save with it, so that is useful, right? So I'm going to right now let minimize that history menu. Simply click on this arrow to minimize, and now we are safe. We have this dress saved. So next we are going to apply motion onto this dress. Okay, to apply motion onto this, simply come over here to this library menu, and then we are going to slide up a little and then double click on this avatar folder and come down here and then simply click on this female underscore v2. By the way, guys, with Close latest version, which is right here, I have 2024.1. This version allows me to apply any motion onto this avatar. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So first of all, let's come over here to this objects browser here, and I'm going to click on the simulation here menu up here, and then we want to select animation. Okay, and here this information window wants us to, when we click on OK, we confirm that simulation quality have been changed to animation stable for high quality animation, and that is okay. I'm going to click on OK to confirm. So there we go. So let me expand this timeline a little. Simply drag and drop it up here like that. Alright, so with latest version of animation in Close 3D, we have down here a little bit different than the older version. So for example, here we have animation quality, we have the option of to change it to normal, default, custom, and the best option here, we want to select animation stable, and come over here, we will have this frame stepping, current frame, start frame, and then end frame. So in frame here is depend on the motion that you select. For example, if I'm going to select one of the motion here, if I come down here and then double click on this motion folder and then select here hands-on motion, which is FV2_01, double click on it to apply, and by default I have move avatar and garment to start position, box is checked, transition animation is 30 frames per second, that's what we want, and then click on OK. So right now down here we see motion for the avatar, and here we see transition. So if I simply click on the playhead here and drag it out, now we get to see the avatar walking with this motion. So we get to see what the motion is like. So for example, this motion here, no hand on hip, simply just walk and then walk it back. So before we are going to render this, we can change some more motion if you want. Let's say I don't like this motion, and as earlier I mentioned that you can apply any motion onto this avatar with later version in Close 3D. Right now we have this version here 2024.1 CLO. So I'm going to simply come back and click on this folder here. So if we look at over here next to this folder, we see 3 dots next to it. This is the master folder. So if I double click on that master folder, it will take me back to the avatar folder. So I'm going to double click once again, and then we want to select kit avatar here. So double click on it and then double click on the motion, and we are going to apply kit motion here. Simply double click on it and then click on OK. Alright, so as you can see right here, we just switched from female to kit. And once again, I'm going to zoom out a little here. Simply scroll the mouse wheel backward to zoom out, and then scroll the mouse wheel forward to zoom in. And we want to simply see the avatar motion. Simply click on the playhead, drag it out, and then you see how the children walk is totally different than female walk. This is for children. If you want something playful and walk like children for this avatar, you can apply children motion onto this avatar. You can not only just doing that, you can also select play here. If you select play here, now you get to see the avatar walk the entire normal speed. Okay, so I'm going to stop that hit that play button right there to stop, and let's apply different motion here. I'm going to drag that playhead back, and then let's go to the avatar folder once again, double click on it, double click one more. Now let's go to male. Simply double click on male avatar and then go to motion, and let's apply one of the male avatar here. Let's see, we want to apply the one over here, so holding lapel. Let's try that. Double click on it and then click on OK. And now we change that from children to male. Let's expand this a little bit, and I'm going to click on play this time, so have the avatar walk. So this is male motion guy. It does walk like male, which is, it's quite impressive. However, even though it is many possibility that you can apply different motion onto the avatar, we do want to select the correct motion to present a garment. To do that, we'll go back, and I'm going to slide this playhead back to beginning, and let double click on that master folder there, and then double click on once again. Now this time we will select female motion here, and you can select any motion you want here. For me, I prefer to select the first motion here, so simply double click and then click on OK to apply. Alright, so now we are back to female motion. Next, I want to point out a couple of things here. So we have start frame down here, in frame down here. So right here, choose me in frame up here. So if we look at right here, we have in frame here 436. And if we look at down here, the in frame that I have here is 600. So as long as you have the in frame here a little bit bigger compared to the in frame up here, you are fine. For example, if I have only, let's say 300, okay, and then press on return enter on the keyboard, now I can't really see the entire timeline here. So some of the motion is missing. We want to see the entire motion here, okay? So to do that, we will come back over here, and then instead of type in 600, let's type in 500, okay? And then press on return enter on the keyboard. Alright, so right here you can scroll the mouse wheel backward to zoom out and then forward to zoom in. With this slider, you can slide the entire place so you get to see all your motion here. So right here, this is the in frame of the motion, the same number as here, okay? And right here, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and then we get to see the entire motion. Alright, so by the way, guys, we want to select this animation stable, and before we are going to play with anything else, we want to come over here and then click on this record. So this is important. To record this, we want to click on this record button, which means that avatar right now is only the avatar and we don't have the garment motion. So as you can see right here, we have transition and we have avatar motion. We want to click record here to render the avatar so we can actually generate, CLO will generate a garment motion for us. So if I click on that record button right there, so you will see in a minute. So right now the garment motion is generating, which is perfect because not only the avatar is walking but also the garment itself. Alright, so I'm going to stop for a second here. Alright, so right now if you look at my dress here, it's messed up and that can't be good. We want to remove this and then go back to the simulation so we can actually fix this dress. So if that happened, guys, no worry. All we need to do here, you can come over here, right click, and then delete that garment right there, and then we can actually come back over here to the animation up here menu to the right and then select simulation. So right now I'm here with this simulation. So what we're gonna do here, I'm going to simply click this and then bring it up just a little. And I also want to come over here and do this fitting. So we have this redrape function here. So if we click right here, we can actually redrape a garment. And right here is allow us to redrape the garment, and at the same time we get to adjust a garment. So first of all, I'm going to reset this avatar here to T-pose. So we want to come over here and then double click on the master folder and then come back to here motion, or double click on that and then come back here to female_v2, and then we want to select this pose and then simply double click on the first motion here to change it back. So after that, we want to leave everything as is here and then click on OK. So this is allow us to set the avatar back to the T-pose, and that's what we want. So right here, if you look at down here, now the avatar kind of like dig into the ground. We don't want that. We want to bring the avatar up a little. Simply click on the avatar, right click, and then select move all avatar and garment up to the ground here. So now the avatar is above the ground, and that's what we want. So there's something we need to do here. So with this knit dress, I'm going to apply elastic around the next part. So to do that, I'm going to use this edit pattern tool guide and simply click one right there and then press on shift, click one right here. Since the pattern are linked together, we only need to apply with this front and back. So come over here to the property editor and then we want to turn on elastic right here. And then let's change this to maybe 5 and then press on return enter on the keyboard and then change ratio to 100 here and then press on return enter on the keyboard. And I'm going to simply strengthen this pattern, right click and then select strengthen and let's simulate and see what it looks like. So right now my pattern is kind of go up, but I want to help it a little bit. Simply use that hand tool to drag it up a little bit further. So now it is up right there, just like that. And I'm going to rotate a little bit here. Simply use this right click and then press on command or control to rotate the avatar. And right here, just like that. So hopefully when we animate this time, the neck doesn't fall off, just like what we did before. Alright, so I'm going to stop the animation here and then let's simply unstrengthen this and there you go. So let's simulate one more time. And one more thing that I want to mention here. So if I marquee select all the pattern pieces and come over here to the property editor. So for the rule of thumb, many pattern we do need to reduce the particle distance to between 5 and 10. However though, depend on what size your pattern. You see the size of my pattern is kind of big. I do not have these small pieces of the pattern and so on. I can actually maybe reduce it to 15, something like that, no problem. For this example, I leave it at 20 and then let animate and see how that goes. Because the bigger the pattern piece, you don't have to reduce the particle distance to so low. Because for example, I work out of my laptop here and at the same time I use many software to run through while I'm animating, which is use a lot of compute power to do this. So if you just want a quick look at the garment, you do not have to reduce the particle distance so low, which take forever to render. And in this case, I just want to see how the fabric hang on to the avatar and how it looks when the avatar walk. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna go back here to simulation here, simulation menu, click on it and then go to animation and then we're back here to the animation window. So the animation window here, I'm going to click on this. See right here, if I hover the mouse over this, I will see this double-headed arrow. Simply click and then drag it up a little. And now we are going to apply motion here. To apply the motion, simply click on this master folder here and then go to motion. And by the way guys, I'm already in female folder, so simply double click on that to apply and then click on OK. And I can see right here now we have avatar, motion and transition. Alright, so let's zoom out a little and I'm going to kind of rotate just a little. By the way guys, no worry, right now it's not yet final. We are going to simply have this render for the garment motion. I'm going to click on that record button right here to the left and then let it record. So right now if we look at to the left, we see the garment motion is generating and that is perfect, and looks like the next seems like hold on to the avatar pretty well. So that is something for us to know guys. One of the things that we can do as a designer, let's just simply explore and then see what you can come up with. One of the things that the more we do, the better we become. Either we work it with technology or we work it with a real life pattern. For example, many of my students, when I taught them in school, some of them afraid to even cut on the fabric. And one of my students actually, he doesn't know how to thread the machine because he's so afraid that he did it wrong. When he broke the thread on the machine, he would call his classmate or me to help him thread the machine. And this is just, industrial sewing machine, which is a little bit complicated to thread, but it's not as bad. He was so scared to try. So with this said, I want to mention that because it can't be, it could mess up, but can't be that bad. If we make a mistake, we just reset or delete and then do it again. Just one little thing that it can't go wrong that bad. The worst thing is cost us, let's say, 5 or 10 minutes more than what we can do. However, though, when we make mistake and we redo it, we learn from that mistake every time. So for example, right now, the garment finished, and what we did was we did not change the particle distance to 10 or 5. We just leave it as 20. So right now, I'm going to grab the playhead and then drag it backward. So as you can see right here, now we not only have this avatar motion, but we also have the garment motion. So the garment motion allow the garment walk with the avatar, just like that. Alright, so now this is important. So as you can see right here, I can simply press on Command or Control and then right click to rotate this workspace to have the point of view that I want. Let's say this is pretty cool, right? And I felt like, what if I want to animate this with the runway? Alright, so to do that, okay, right now it is 30 minutes past, guys. So I'm going to continue this next week, okay? So next week we are going to drop the stage here to create the perfect fashion runway. And like I mentioned earlier, we can save this for next time and everything will stay the same. Simply, I'm going to press on Command or Control plus letter S here to save a project. So next week we'll come back and we'll drop the runway. For example, I'm going to show you one runway that I created earlier, and we are going to try to achieve that. So over here, so single animation. So this is the runway that I created earlier. So let's have a look. So as you can see right here, we have this red walk-in, red catwalk, as well as we have the black thing here, which is totally different than original. We can change the color and create your own custom runway. So now I'm going to simply close this, and I just want to wish you guys have a great evening here from Europe and enjoy, and hope to see you guys next live session on Monday. Thank you guys so much for watching and see you again soon. Bye.